Fantasy football fallout, wide receivers. We're talking about week 2, what happened? How does it affect and impact week 3? We're talking waiver wire acquisitions. If that's all you care about, just click the timestamp below. It will take you right there. Just want to remind everybody, please like, comment, subscribe. That really impacts us. That really helps us grow as a network. Also, if you want to connect with me on Twitter, you can find the link in the show notes below, but I am at TFS_Sean. Now, what I usually do here is I start with the ESPN projected top scoring wide receivers, and then I talk about who actually scored in the top 10, and then we give away our awards. I have a nut kick award, who kicked me in the nuts at the wide receiver position, who got you as well. I know somebody got you this week in fantasy, so like, comment, subscribe. If you're on the live feed, comment in the chat window, and I will get you there as well. So let's talk about ESPN's projected scoring top 10 coming into the week. ESPN had Davante Adams, Julio Jones, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper, Adam Thielen, Allen Robinson, Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, and Robert Woods in their top 10. Now, who actually scored in the top 10? For those picking this up in the episode, you know, and you can see the graphic, the ones in white are the ones ESPN got correct. Not a great week at wide receiver for ESPN this week. Calvin Ridley, number 1, they got. Then you had Stephon Diggs, Julian Edelman, Terry McLaurin at number 4, Mike Evans at number 5. ESPN also got correct there. Deontay Johnson, I think this is a sign of things to come for Mr. Deontay Johnson. Then you got DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Tyreek Hill, and DeAndre Hopkins. So actually 2 receivers from Carolina. I think that will be kind of a recurring theme throughout the year as well. This offense in Carolina will support 2 receivers in the top 10 multiple weeks this year. That's not going to be a fluke by any means. Now, Deontay Johnson, I mentioned before, I love this offense for Pittsburgh. Claypool is going to be a monster. He's going to be a beast. I think that hurts James Washington more than it hurts Juju Smith-Schuster or Deontay Johnson. I just like this. And Eric Ebron, I'm never really a believer in tight end as a weekly play in daily fantasy sports for Pittsburgh. So I didn't really care about the Ebron signing when it happened. This team goes 4 wide more often than they really focus on the tight end, in my opinion. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, like I said, there'll be fixtures here. Robbie Anderson got the 1 touchdown. And these guys finished in the top 10 based on receptions and yardage. They didn't get in the end zone this week. So they'll be there. Terry McLaurin will be up and down with Dwayne Haskins playing. Stephon Diggs, I actually had him in my top 10 this week, as well as Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley might have actually been my top projected wide receiver, but I'll start sharing those with the masses pretty soon here. Yeah, so not a ton of surprises for me other than McLaurin. I didn't think McLaurin would be up there, but, Haskins has to throw the ball to somebody, and occasionally he actually completes a pass. So let's give away the award, my award for the player, the wide receiver that kicked me in the nuts. This is the Nut Kick Player of the Week. Somebody got you as well. Please comment below. I want to see, or I want to hear from you. Let's commiserate. But the one that got me is Will Fuller. It just breaks my heart every time because he's so talented, but he cannot stay on the field. His hamstring always betrays him. I'll be honest with you, I was surprised that he got through week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Unfortunately, he didn't get through. I don't even know if he was targeted. He might have gotten like 1 target or something like that, but I mean, he was not a factor. Then you see Brandon Cooks and Randall Cobb get the uptick there with him out. It just really sucks, honestly, because as a fan of the game, you want to see players that can explode and that can get behind the secondary and get deep passes. They're fun to watch. And Will Fuller is one of these guys, but he can't stay on the field, and that's yet another reason why I just didn't think it was wise to trade DeAndre Hopkins, but so on and so forth. Let me go to the I have another one. I have a second Nut Kick Player of the Week award. You broke my heart, you broke my halls. Davante Adams. What got me, it wasn't his stat line. You can't expect him to throw up like 40-something points or whatever you did in week 1. You can't expect that. And at some point, and I said this after they played the Minnesota Vikings, it's like, they like to throw to that guy. Maybe you want to double cover him off the line of scrimmage and not give him free releases on slants and all that. Obviously you credit Davante Adams. He's a very good wide receiver, but Detroit, they had a game plan in place. They still got their tails whipped though, so it didn't really do anything for them. But the real, thing is he came up with like a strained hamstring or something. So that's something now we have to monitor throughout the week. That could impact him. Now the I'm Watching You award, I kind of mentioned him briefly. Claypool, Pittsburgh. This dude he's a monster. He reminds me physically of like Terrell Owens. The only thing keeping him away from being a star right now are Deontay Johnson and Juju Smith-Schuster and James Washington. And it's only a matter of time before, just based on his skill set, before he's probably the third receiver there. And I think it's going to be a lot of 3 wide. And Pittsburgh, like I was saying before, too, they go 4 wide. So James Washington will still have some run in this offense, even when Claypool gets more and more integrated. That dude is a beast. If you're in Dynasty, if you're in Keeper, and he's available, you got to pick him up. He's not in any of my leagues, but if he's available for you, get him. And shame on me because I didn't include him in the waiver wire selection here. I should have. You need to pick him up now, buy low on him. But my waiver wire pickups this week, I'm adding him into the graphic now, but Chase Claypool, you should get him. Russell Gage, he's only owned in 20% of the leagues. 12 targets in week 1, 9 targets in week 2. He will be a fixture. And this Falcons team, they're going to give up points, which means they have to score points. They'll be aggressive all year long. I like Russell Gage. Brandon Ayuk, owned in 22% of the league. Remember, Debo is going to take a couple games to get back. I think he only had 3 or 4 targets. He got the Garoppolo ankle thing to wade through. I don't know, but like Debo Samuel, he kind of popped in the second half of last year. Once Samuel comes back, the rookie there, I think he'll be pretty good. Zach Pascal, I have as number 3 now, only because Paris Campbell left the game with some kind of knee issue. I don't know what the deal is there. There are players dropping like flies this week. I loved Campbell. If Campbell is healthy enough, I'm not even sure if you can grab him on waivers, but certainly he's one. But it looked like Pascal was playing more on the outside. Yes, he got Pittman Jr. there. He'll be there. But Pascal is a guy who's trusted by this coaching staff and this team. And he got in the end zone, once or twice this week or something like that. So I think he should be picked up. Valdez-Scantling is somebody, he's only owned in 16.8% of the leagues. But if that hamstring issue with Adams is an issue, and it keeps him out for a week or 2 or something like that, you basically have Allen Lazard and Valdez-Scantling, and those guys are going to have to pick up the slack in the passing game. So definitely worth a waiver wire. I'd like Laviska Shenault more as a long-term play than somebody you want to install in your lineup right now. And Randall Cobb, I would say Brandon Cooks, but he's just owned in too many leagues as it is. I think he's over 80%. If Will Fuller's out for a couple weeks, and hey, the odds are pretty good. This is Will Fuller we're talking about. Randall Cobb, just based on volume, could be somebody. It could be in the bottom of your flex. It's nothing I'd feel great about. But if you're looking for waiver wire and you missed out on all of the guys I talked about before, maybe Cobb is somebody you should reach out. So that does it for my content. I have a live stream going, so let me answer some questions. Let's see here. Oh, I got a few of them. Let's see. Traded Drake and Slayton for Ridley. What do you think? Well, Calvin Ridley, like I was saying with Russell Gage, I mean, Atlanta is going to be passing all season long. Now, Julio Jones came up a little lame. I was watching the game, but I had it on mute, so I didn't kind of hear what was going on, and I haven't had a chance to go back and look at the news yet. But regardless, right? Regardless if Calvin Ridley is the guy or if he's the secondary guy, he's going to get a ton of targets. I think you're safe there. It is a lot to give up. But it sounds like he probably needed a running back, so it's all good, Michael. Let's see here. Davante Adams hurt me. Aaron Jones was a TD vulture. I said this. I'm not sure if you were with me in the live stream when I was talking about Aaron Jones in the beginning or at the running back segment. I apologize. Aaron Jones was very close, razor thin from being 3 touchdowns in week 1 as well. So. I mean, what did he get? 15 rushing touchdowns last year with another, 4 receiving? I mean, he gets a lot of touchdowns, and it kind of sucks. And then, defenses, they know what Green Bay wants to do. They want to go back shoulder and fade on Davante Adams. So, but he'll get his. It's just the way the chips fall. Great players get in the end zone more often than they don't. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Should I trade Hilton and Kyler Murray for Hopkins and Robinson? Depends on what you have at quarterback. I like that trade. And I'm a believer that you can usually find some guys like Ryan Tannehill. I did the quarterback segment. Ryan Tannehill's off to a pretty good start, and he finished the season strong last season. Look, he's not Kyler Murray, but if you have a good quarterback option, you can get that talent back. I like that move. Let's see here. Minshew. Oh, PJ, you guys had some chat. I'm moving down. I like Minshew as well, man. I think he's going to be a top 12 quarterback fantasy wise this year, and he could definitely have a higher ceiling than that. Let's see. Akers for David Montgomery. Oh, is that PPR, Rafa? I'm not sure about that, but it does look. Here's the deal. It does look like the Rams is a 3-headed running back situation when Akers is healthy. The Bears is a 2 running back situation, so I would actually favor the Montgomery side. So if you can get him, I'm cool with that. Looking looking like last year for Jones. I agree with you, man. Looking tree hopper 99. Aaron Jones, I think he's going to be a stud again. I was a buyer on him. I personally got him in my primary league in the second round. I think it was pick 13. For some reason, I got Zeke at pick number 8, so I ended up with a Zeke and Aaron Jones stack on the swing with the 8th pick. Can't argue against those picks at this point. I love them. So there you go. Anyway, that ties up the running back segment, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in. Please, once again, like, comment, subscribe. For our live stream, we're going to keep things going into tight ends for the people that are picking up these clips. Check out the other clips. We got running backs, wide receivers that we're doing right now, obviously, tight ends, defense and special team, and quarterbacks. And we post these on Monday morning, as always.